What's up, guys? Corey Smith back here again. Core FX bringing you the pre-week technical analysis video here. Quick video I go over through T3 Live with just some of the major technical charts here as far as the FX markets go. Go over some of the charts week to week here, what happened through the past week, and what we're looking for going forward here. None of this is a recommendation to buy or sell anything. It's just showing you my opinion on the markets and just my bias as to where prices could go moving forward here and just a little idea of direction. So, starting with the euro dollar here, as I've been saying for a few weeks now, we had this beautiful head and shoulders formation violating this uptrend with the right shoulder. Came down, broke the neckline, and we've still been basing lower here now. It looked like price wanted to start to break lower when we broke this 116 level, but it did a little outside reversal, came back, faked out, and came back up here. As long as price remains under this 117 neckline, though, I am still remaining bearish. I am still looking for opportunities to get short in the market, and this is a good opportunity to look to get in at a better price to short into a bear rally here. But if that's your style, this is just a nice opportunity, it looks like to me here. If we get a little reversal off the top here, this resistance could easily break this resistance and go back up here above this neckline. But as long as it stays below this neckline, I will be a seller in this market. Taking us to the pound dollar, we are still in this range that we talked about being in last week. We're bouncing off this weekly trend line still. It has respected it. We haven't violated the trend line. It's still been bouncing off of it, and we moved higher this week. But until it breaks 133 to the upside and 130.50 to the downside, really can't develop any strong bias one way or another. You can see the price has just been really wildly chopping. The pound itself has been a pretty volatile currency with Brexit and hiking rates and mixed data, strong data, all kinds of stuff going on. So it's really really tricky pair to trade here, as I'm not looking really for any moves on this until one of these levels is broken. Dollar CAD, we saw this strong move to the upside for the past few weeks, and then we saw a sell-off here off of this resistance at 129 area. I'll mark it here on the chart so it's a little easier to see. Right off this 129 area, and we had a sell-off. We're now down back at the trend line. Let's see if we can throw a fib level here from the last move up. We're at 50% fib level now on this trend line. Had a really tight indecision candle here, so we'll have to wait and see how the week starts. A nice bullish candle off the bounce here could show us some potential upside, but if it breaks this trend line, we could be in jeopardy of reversing this uptrend. 20 still above the 50 SMA. The SMAs are pointing upwards, spaced away from each other, so still in an uptrend here, setting higher highs. This could just be a higher low before we continue the move higher. But overall, I'll be looking for a bounce off this trend line, but it could very easily roll over as well. New Zealand dollar rallied higher again this week. Last week we came up here and closed with this reversal pattern on resistance. Thought possibly price could roll over and retest these lows and maybe roll to the downside, but we really just had a choppy range bound week. You saw strong bullish candle here, strong bearish candle here, very strong bullish candle here, and then back-to-back bearish candles here. So really seeing just mixed price action. We did break up above this resistance area here, but it hit the 20 SMA and this little supply zone we've got up here, and price has now started to roll over a little bit more. So if you break it down to the 4-hour, I am expecting the bear rally here. I'm expecting it to continue lower. See if we can throw a fib out here from the prior move low. And we are at the 382 fib bounce. So it's a nice trend continuation move there when we get a pullback or a rally up to this level, as we're seeing here in a downtrend. We have a rally up to 382 on the 20 SMA. Good entry for a pullback. Break it down to a 4-hour chart. You can see this counter trend line. A break of this counter trend line could be a nice area to look to join the trend. You know, set your stops maybe somewhere up here above this swing high. First targets down here at the swing low. Just a nice little trend continuation set up here potentially on the New Zealand dollar. Australian dollar, been in this downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now we've been in this really range bound tight move, low base here. for about 2 weeks. A break lower would be significant. So could see a strong continuation of the trend, but we also could see a strong break to the upside, as when you have a tight range like this, price breaking either way usually gives us a pretty strong move out of it. So I'll be looking for a break lower as I trade with the trend. I'll be looking for a trend continuation trade to the downside. But all in all, we'll have to wait and see what this price does this week. But I am looking definitely to the downside. Dollar yen, ugly, ugly chart still up here with all these wicks in either direction. Not really much to be too excited about. Choppy week. Did move lower overall, but it's still above the strong support here at 113, which is this daily trend line and resistance turn support level now. It's right on this weekly trend line that it's hit now. We thought it might have been breaking out of with this nice bullish exiting candle here, but then we had all this chop and it's now back in the trend line area, so it's still valid. Bullish overall, as long as it stays above 113, but really nothing too nice going on here. Taking us to the dollar Swiss franc, we did have this pennant formation forming, and price exploded lower to the downside. Kind of bounced back up to retest this, so we'll see what price does this week. But all in all, we are waiting to see what the dollar's doing, really. It's still in an uptrend. Just some reversion to the mean, just some retracement. As long as it stays up above these SMAs and this trend line and this support down here, I'm still going to be looking long. Could be a good opportunity if price does pull all the way back to this area to get in for a long, to expect price to try to continue higher. But we also could see a little bit of a double top maybe type of thing and price just roll over and break the trend line. So I have to wait and see with this pair. Nothing too nice or clean of a setup. Another couple pairs I just wanted to cover real quick. Euro yen, again, this was in a real strong, nice uptrend. We double topped here off weekly resistance, came down, broke this uptrend line, retested it, bearish engulfing off of it, came back, and we're still struggling to break this neckline. We did break the 50 SMA and the 20 SMA. If we get a move below this neckline, this 20 should pull down lower and cross the 50 SMA. So I'm really looking for a break of this 131 or 132 neckline here for a move to the downside out of the euro yen. That takes us to the Aussie yen. Another similar thing. We've got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now on this strong support after breaking this trend line, retesting it. I'm expecting price to break this trend line, at least come back down to retest this strong weekly trend line and this resistance down here in around the 86.50 to 86 range down here. Also we'll be around the 200 SMA area. But just looking for a nice strong break to the downside there. Bring it to the lower time frames, you can see we've got nice downward sloping move here, crunching price lower on this support with a descending triangle. So look for a breakout to the downside of that potentially this week. And one last chart here, the Euro Swiss franc. As you can see, we've been in a nice upward upward trending channel move. We got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Made a higher low, found support along this really strong area of around 155, 50-ish, and ended the week with a nice bullish engulfing candle off the bottom. Breaking it down to the 4-hour, you can see this counter trend line is just being broken. This could turn out to be a really nice trade if we see something with a little break to this strong area here to the upside. We could see a nice strong potential move up to either this higher high here or even back up to retest this higher high up here. So real potential for a nice trade this coming week out of the Euro Swiss franc. These two have been pretty correlated in the past, but lately they haven't been too correlated, so we've been seeing some decent setups. And I like this trend continuation counter trend line break move here with the Euro franc. So we'll have to keep an eye on this chart and wait to see how it sets up this week. But another clean setup that I'm liking here. That about does the technical side of the things for this week, guys. Nothing else too crazy going on. A lot of other charts out there, a lot of things I'll be watching, but as far as perfectly clean setups go for the week ahead, these are what I'll be looking at to get the week started. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next week.